Wow. 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 So I did get a Facebook spanking. I kind of like this fire better, actually. So I found some fire on Facebook. Someone held a camera really still. I had a stand. And they video recorded a fire they built because of the season. The nights are getting cooler. And took that fire and split it twice. I hope I don't get spanked. So welcome back to the Cave of Samadhi. What is the Cave of Samadhi? Look it up. Samadhi. S-A-M-A-D. Samad. Hi. Samadhi. S-A-M-A-D-H-I. Look it up. It's beautiful. It's worth you looking it up versus me explaining it to you. Can everyone see and hear me okay? If you're with me, please send me an exclamation point. Every one of you. That way you're plugging in, you're engaging into the cave. Leave your shoes and your religion at the gate. You're walking on sacred ground as you walk in the cave of Samadhi. Your unity with God. Take your shoes off. Moses did, and he's Big Daddy. Follow Big Daddy. Your religion won't matter because everything that is your religion, your duties, your passions, your desires, your loves, your hates, this, that, what you believe to be real, what you believe to not be real, all of it in the presence of God gets shattered. It gets purified in the sacred fire. Right? The question simply becomes, are you ready to be purified in the sacred fire? Are you ready to go higher and acquire that which only very few people, compared to everyone that's ever been born since human has been visiting the earth, have ever reached? It always seems out of your grasp, but it's not. So stop clutching, because it's not something you can grab. It's only something you can experience. Grab hold of that. You have to want it. Do you want it? Is the question. Let's see who's here. Darlene. Hi, Darlene. She says, a stage of concentration through. Ooh, but I said consecration by accident. So they're both interchangeable. I love it. Meditation. Darlene's the smart one. She's the one on fire. She went and looked it up. Thank you, Darlene. And she brought it back into the Cave of Samadhi to share with everyone. This is what Samadhi is. A stage of concentration through, not around, not above, through. Meditation. In Hindi yoga, this is regarded as the final stage at which union with the divine is reached. Wow! Hello, Callan Renando, my beautiful girl. Hi, Debbie. Watching on Roku, Carmen de Shasha. Happy Labor Day. No, let me rephrase that. Happy non-Labor Day. Did you take it easy today? Did you at least take it easy on yourself? Hello, Marina. Hello, Carmen de Shasha. Linda, I'm sure, is on the outside of Facebook looking in. Hello, all you beautiful, sexy human creatures. Remember, when you come into the Cave of Samadhi, I love having fun. I play. I don't work a day in my life. I am grateful. In fact, there's a reason I got shut down. It's so I can use this beautiful fire. I love it. Andrea Forrest in the house. If I do take a song break, I'm going to play Andrea's beautiful song. A song for peace, song of peace. Song for peace. Carolyn says it was a good day. God bless you. So when you come into the Cave of Samadhi, metaphorical for me having fun, but I love this series. It's not radio. And it's not presentation. It's me hanging out with me and only me. And I vent, I passion, I cuss like a sailor. I do whatever I must so that this sailor can sail on, honey. Good times never felt so good. Anything you post can and will be used for and against you in a court of law, divine law. And my beautiful cat, Crystal, is right here. She can feel when I'm reaching. Let me see if she'll let me get her. Hello, precious. If you want to know what the cave of Samadhi looks like, it looks like that. Hello, my baby. How about a treat? Now she's going into her cave of Samadhi. So whatever you post in here, I'm not going at you to see how much I can rip something apart. I want to support you. But if you leave something in here knowing the rules of the engagement, the cave, taking your shoes off, leaving your religion at the entrance of the cave, your shoes and your religion, where I choose to go in my life is always beyond the nonsense. Tonight's presentation is 1 + 1 = 3. On some reality, that is the absolute truth. And there are people and beings and situations that live there in absolute harmony. Not on this plane. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3. It can, and I'll get to that in a minute. We're moving into a matrix of nonsense. We're already in it, but we just crossed over the threshold, y'all. Our foot is actually going to make contact crossing that threshold on the ground, rather to the earth, come November 3rd. Not the 4th, not when it's decision time. We're not going to talk about what that is. You know what I'm alluding to in the first place. Because it all gets shattered in the first place. See? November 3rd, and every moment that leads up to that is going to be noisy. Noisy. Very, very noisy. This right here is for my cat. Oh, she just got down. Come back, Kitty. So it's going to be noisy. Do you understand what noisy is? I'm not saying you don't. I'm not trivializing your intelligence. Do you understand what noisy is? Look out and about. Without a doubt, it's all about being shouting, pouting, routing the truth to other ideas. So this is without blame, shame, or game. This is about name, whatever name yours happens to be, because it's about you. The gate is open. Mind you, again, when you post something in here, I will use it however I need as a spiritual teacher, with all respect and love, as a teaching tool. Puts everyone in check, makes everyone aware, including myself. So tonight we're speaking about nonsense. I absolutely love that word, nonsense. Think about it, and I'm going to say it exactly, even more powered the same way, for a reason. It's nonsense. Whatever the it is, it's nonsense. So I understand his delivery, his drive, his punch, his passion, tenacity, his nuts, his grit. So, nonsense. So understand that. Now I can see who I really am, which is beyond all the nuts, the grits, and the nonsense. It's the quiet. Shh. Do you think when these monks in India or wherever in the world, when they go into these caves to have absolute, complete, unending devotion to God. Do you think they're thinking? Do you think they're reflecting on nonsense? Nonsense may show up, but they're wiping the slate clean. Like that. Because they can't. Because if they're in the cave of Samadhi in the first place, they have the ability to wipe the slate clean like that. Now what happens is, in their gleaning of such things that may arise, the nonsense, they do deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and I'm going to keep going, and deeper, and I'm going to keep going, and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper of levels of spiritual work. At this stage, is no longer work, it's play. Divine Leela, the divine sport, consciousness. God is everywhere. This is all a play, it's all a movie. How invested are you in the movie? Is it not so cool, or is it very groovy? It's all up to you, V. They're forgiving. This is what these monks are doing. They're forgiving themselves for what they did. They're forgiving themselves for what they didn't do. They're forgiving everyone else for what they did. They're forgiving everyone else for what they didn't do. And they're forgiving and forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. Ubuntu is one way. Because they're not only do they understand absolute connection, they have an erection, a sexual, sensual, spiritual drive to drive their kundalini, the medical caduceus, the two snakes going up the medical staff with the two angel wings. What do you think that means? It's called the caduceus. It's the energy, the primal energy of the father and mother principle that comes together to create an offspring. You are that offspring. The onspring, rather the inspring. Are you springing yourself in the cave of Samadhi to understand that when you stand in the presence of your divine parent, what you think is real and or not is going to be eternally shattered. Okay, now that you have some understanding of that, let me dig a little deeper and press on you a little harder, because I love you beyond measure. Not only does it become shattered, you will lose every sense of what you know as yourself. Scary shit in it. Imagine in this moment, if you want God, whatever that thing is that is infinite, powerful, omnipresent, omniscient, if I ask you, do you really want that? Would you say yes? You can actually post it if you like. Post it. Yes, I would. I would love to be with God. Consciously. Here comes the trick question. Are you willing to die? Not only in the form of your ideas. The scariest shit of all, of most human beings, you may say, I'm scared to jump out of a plane, to parachute. No, you're not. That's not what you're scared of. Don't lie to yourself. Don't deny to yourself. You're not scared to jump out of a plane. What you are scared of is if you jump out the plane, your chute's not going to open and you're going to hit the ground. So we need to get the bullshit out the way. See what I'm saying? I'm scared to do this thing or that. No, you're not. You're scared that in your doing this thing or that, it would be the catalyst to your own mortality. Guess what? There's a greater principality in understanding and entertaining your mortality. A person who is truly illumined and aware of their mortality is truly living in the gate of Samadhi, because you understand the preciousness of your life by such reflection of leaving this plane, not only in your death physically, because moving into the cave of samadhi, union with God, everything that you know as you is going to die anyway. Are you scared to die? Yes, you are. I am. We all have this impending doom when all there is unending loom, bloom, and groom all of us into this beautiful potential of forever. That is called homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. I'm getting there. I'm learning. I'm turning, I'm churning, I'm yearning, and I'm fucking burning. I am burning with the passion that lives inside of me. You see? I love this $90 chair. $90. And it's going to last for years. Cave of Samadhi. Are you scared to die? You are. Are you not? Can we find a space of absolute trust, unending, forever? There's a lot of trauma we've been carrying. I was in a car wreck a year plus ago with a beautiful friend of mine, someone I absolutely love. Turned over 3 times in a car. Put you in check. A reality check. Nonsense check. Come November, in every step of the way till we get there, it's going to be loud. It's loud already. It's going to get louder. How can it possibly get any louder? Watch. So I don't want to talk about the event. That is an arena I am simply not interested when I do these presentations of the Cave of Samadhi, unity with God. Because it's going to get burnt to shit anyway. The fire of purification is not only coming alive, it's always been alive. But now gasoline has been poured on it and the gate is open. It's a bonfire now. Are you willing to bond yourself to that fire? To go higher and acquire that which only very few people since the beginning of human birth is ever reached. It's going to get noisy. Are you poised? Are you balanced? Are you in it to win it? Take your shoes off. Leave your religion and your shoes at the cave entrance. None of that matters. So what are you saying, Keith? Yanava? Everything's backwards and upside down. I am saying that don't ever, you can choose to never expect to make divine love with your divine parent with expectation. You will never have the vibration that will bring you to the level of elation and into graduation from your initiation and integration. You will never have it expecting a something. You have no idea. I have no idea what that level of divinity actually is. And expecting that we know, assume that we hope, even in hoping for what you want. Hear me. Listen to me carefully. Hoping for what you think your heaven on earth is absolutely pales in comparison to moving truly in devotion into the cave of Samadhi, unity with God. What you think paints your heaven on earth paints nothing but a single dot on a page. Are you ready to engage and be in that beautiful space? Then it requires you to be quiet. Doesn't mean you have to stop talking. Often it looks that way. It means you to be quiet. Shh, stop talking. Yamma, 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 blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It is partly that. But it means stop talking. Stop thinking. Overthinking causes stroke. Think about it, pun intended. Your blood vessels, headaches. When you think too much, here's your blood vessels. It's a balloon that swells. Your blood vessels are balloons that swell. And your overthinking will cause headaches because of the pressure, as well as swelling your blood vessels with the potential of bursting. Strokes are caused by ongoing overthinking. Stop thinking. That's called be quiet. There's a lot of quiet riot. Many people are not talking, but yet the monkey in the head is bringing them ever closer to being physically dead and spiritually, emotionally, mentally dead because they have no quality of life. If you are afraid, you are dead already. And then you stack that on top of your fear of death. It will take your breath away from you. Well, Keith, I don't think about... Yes, you do. How do I know that? Because I do. I'm just like you. The things you are afraid of will always resolve back to your fear of death. Because we were taught when we die, the lights go out forever. Not only that, we were taught that if you die and you're not the good little boy, good little girl, you will forever be in the worst neverland called hell. If you believe that way, you are the farthest from the cave of Samadhi right here and right now. You will never enter the kingdom of God, the cave of purification, Samadhi, your beautiful self. You are a beautiful somebody, but do you see yourself that way? If you could shut down all thought right here, right now, you would be truly in unity with God. Many years ago, I woke up from a night's sleep and I was absolutely in the cave of Samadhi. I had absolute unity with God. I had no thought. I was laying in this divine, ongoing bliss for about 5 minutes. My eyes were still closed. Poetry. In this level of consciousness, I could just think of the sun. And I said no thought, but if the sun would come into my consciousness, the idea of a sun, there was so much poetry and majesty and creativity and consciousness in just the idea of a sun. I wasn't thinking, I just became aware of the sun. S-U-N. In this regard. But after 5 minutes, I decided to have a thought. And that thought was, oh my God, I'm being so peaceful. Took me out of it just like that. Instead of basking and bathing and melting into the purification continually in the divine fire, I chose to have a thought. Instead of being with God, I chose to separate from being in the all of it. I chose an idea. Oh wow, this I is feeling so peaceful. And in that moment, I was still peaceful, but I unplugged from the consciousness of unity with my divine parent. It should be apparent to you what I am offering, which is the cave of Samadhi is not only going into meditation, or prayer. It's a lifestyle. It's beyond lifestyle. You should breathe it. Be willing to die at every moment. It's tough. It can be tough. It can be rough. Sometimes it will take a lot of gruff. But you are, and always have been, and forever will be enough. Other than that, keep your mouth because I love you. And your mind, quiet. Talk, enjoy the world, be with your loved ones. That's all cool. Stop yammering. You may be passionate about something, and other people may see that as yammering. I understand. It's not about what they think. It's about how you see yourself, knowing you better than anybody else, that says, am I simply having a good time? Or am I going unconscious and am I yammering? The Cave of Samadhi. I'm really digging this fire. Is everybody still here? I'm going to take a song break shortly. Whoever is here, send me, please, an exclamation point or a hi or something that says, Andrea Forrest, you love beyond measure. Carmen de Shasha says Crystal is beautiful. I love her. She's tough. But I'm getting it. I've been talking to her. We're having dialogue. I'm using human language saying, this is a lighter. It lights fire and we're dialoguing. I love it. Hello, Pincy. Beautiful Pincy. Everyone is saying they're here. All right, so I'm going to Link Crystal was my cat's name. Wonderful. Carol says, life is a miracle. All right, I'm going to take a short pause. Going to be right back. I'm going to go deeper. Cave of Samadhi. Does everyone understand the idea of the Cave of Samadhi? I'm not saying you don't. I'm asking you because I want you to participate. Engage the cave. Where's the cave? There's a whole bunch of them in the Himalayas. Some in India, some in China, Tibet, all that. But you can bet the greatest cave you will ever enter looks like your chest cavity. And you can only enter the chest cavity and to use the mind and its capacity to be clear. That's the mind, and it's nonsense. Come November 3rd and 4th, we're going to be shoved there and forth, hither and thither. Are you clear? You can ask yourself, am I clear? And I will tell you, my dear, how you will find out the correct answer. If you ask yourself, am I clear? And a thought happens immediately, you are not clear. Paradox. Am I clear? If you respond from that place, you might be clearer, but you're still not clear. You're still not purified by the fire. If you ask the question, am I clear? And this is your position. Am I clear? You're clearer. But when you go into the Cave of Samadhi, when you sit here and ask the question, and the only reason you move, talk, moving in this regard is truly talking. I'm moving versus be still and know that I am God. You're moving. You can still be fervent in keeping your vibration, but you are moving. When you're in this level of consciousness, you don't eat food. You don't drink water. Unless you really have to. And I don't mean tomorrow. I don't mean you can sustain yourself for 2 weeks if you don't eat. 2 days, 3 days, whatever, if you don't eat food. 2 weeks if you don't drink water. That's not what I'm talking about. When you move to the stage, in the state of Samadhi, you don't need food. You are sustained by the light that grows the grass that the cows eat if you're a carnivore. Why do you need the grass, the salad, the veganism, or the carnivore if you are taking in the light? You don't. So these beings don't eat, they don't drink, they don't sleep. In fact, their whole goal is not to sleep. They're trying to become awake, for God's sake. Do you hear me? Don't make no mistake of what I'm offering you as to the level of work that it actually takes to truly be in the fire. Do you understand? That is called devotion. Do you have what it takes? I'm trying really hard. And I'm learning to try really hard to not try so hard. I'm trying really hard to not try so hard. You see? It's about eternity. And it requires one to be eternally mindful and quiet to get there. Hello everyone, welcome to the Cave of Samadhi. Welcome to yourself. The image that I created for Andrea's song is a statue of the Virgin Mary, Mother Mary. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. My new work in another way when I do my presentations are going to be about the coming of the celestial church. This has to do with the return of Jesus. Not only Christ consciousness. Yes, I said that, the return of Jesus. Do I dare venture into that rabbit hole? I've been in that rabbit hole for many years. When the Virgin Mary, Mother Mary, the Blessed Mother, begins to appear in the world, things are happening. Things are really happening. Hello, Prakash. Prakash. And she's appearing. And things are happening. Very soon, I'm going to do a presentation on the 3 letters given to the children of Fatima. You know, being a spiritualist, I did rebel a lot against my religion. It's normal when you wake up to be upset at your religion. I did. But I always knew the Bible was a love letter from God itself, written by man who did their very best in their cave of Samadhi to tap into glorious, delicious, divine wisdom. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. But it is still filtered through man. And a lot of my disbelief, thinking a lot of things, and they are metaphors. Those metaphors will last forever. But some of those things are not so figurative in the prophecy of the return. They're literal. Jesus is alive on the earth today. I know this. How do I know this? I know this because I was told by Baba, I was told by Swamiji, I was told by Jesus himself. It doesn't make me right. It makes me blessed and a happy human being to know that I'm aligned as I dwell in the cave of Samadhi. And I don't care anything about being wrong. It doesn't matter to me. I'm happy as a lark. Naked and stark. Ready to embark on the shore forever. And to do what is asked of me. Whatever people think of me. I really don't care. But I care about the people. It's happening. God damn, pun intended. You are blessed. You are a beautiful mess just like me. And we So I am now becoming, or actually integrating, the beautiful possibility that when not Jesus, not just Christ consciousness, but the Christ, Jesus, Christ is not a man. Let's get that right out the way in the cave of Samadhi. Christ is not a man. It's not a man. That's not what Christ is. Christ is Lord. So what is Lord? Lord is not a human being. That confines the Lord to being only a human being. The Lord is the Lord. It's the everything, the infinite power that happens to take form of a human being so we can see how the divinity walks, talks, acts, and behaves so we can follow suit. I am the truth, the hope, the light, and the way. So when we follow the leader, we as divine children become breeders of the coming of the celestial church. You are loved beyond measure. It's going down. It's going up. It's going all around. And most importantly, it's going in. And my cat is going insane, right? She loves her treats. Check this out. Watch this scamper. Is that right? Scamper? I'm going to make up a word. Scamper. She's going to scamper herself this way when I throw this treat. Boo-boo! There she goes. Cave of Samadhi. I have no desire except to be in the fire of purification, annihilation, initiation, integration, and graduation. You think you want what you want, and it's a beautiful idea. It's a beautiful idea, I tell you. I sell you no bullshit. It's a beautiful idea. And you deserve that if that's what you want. But if you want everything, you have to go into nothing. I don't want anything except you. You. And you look in the mirror and one day it becomes yourself. So really what you're looking for is me. I don't mean me. I mean speaking from your perspective. What is your perspective? Speaking of. Do you want the me? Do you want you? Do you really want you? Because in you is all of it. And my cat is trying to grab my foot. What are you doing, Puckin? What do you want? Nothing? Good for you. I want things. I like things. Look all around me. I have things and I love it. And I have a cat, which is a beautiful thing. I have lanterns. I have candles. I have technology. And these are all things I use to find myself. I like creating. Creating helps me tap into that fire. I'm a very passionate, devoted individual. I'm not saying that because of me. I'm asking you as a sounding board, a springboard, a reflection. Are you? Are you literally on fire? Are you in the fire, going higher to acquire that which is always seen to be out of reach? Stop reaching. Just be it. Do it. Well, Keith, that sounds like more than anyone could possibly. Does it now? Don't blame everybody else because it seems impossible to you. Because it's not impossible to you either. You're just saying, I don't feel like doing it. So don't do it. Let it do you. In and out, without a doubt. See? Someone recently brought to my attention, why do I blink a lot when I do my radio interviews? I figured it out. One, I have a 50-inch TV screen in front of my face right here. All day long I'm on it. And then when I do my radio interviews, my little cat got down. When I do my radio interviews, I'm looking at a white brick wall. That's my white screen. Oh boy, my eyes get tired and I start to blink and I start to think and I start to stink my way out of samadhi. So welcome back to the cave of samadhi. Not this one, but the cave of yourself. Going from slave to brave. First and foremost, you're not a slave, unless you think that way. And it will require you to be brave to ever move out of that mentality into a greater principality. The higher level of spirit, the angelic nature of creation, elation, initiation, integration, graduation. If you have a thought or an idea about what you think it is and how it should appear, you have kicked yourself out of the cave. By your own accord, by your own sword, you have cut yourself from the possibility of being in forever. Do you understand? God is omnipresent. It's here now. And even in this omnipresence, you see, God is not about all these things that we think God is. It's about presence, not God's presence. You will feel it that way at first. As you familiarize yourself with the cave where you truly dwell, that presence will begin to be lost because you will find yourself. You feel me? The presence of God that you're seeking will be lost because you will have found yourself. What else can happen when you unify? Unify means one. It doesn't mean two. It means one. Hello, Neo. Are you the one? Do you see yourself connected to all that is most important? And there is no favor above or below anything else. Competition is a hell of a experience. Son of a bitch to try to get out of. Try it. I do every day. I go into devotion to get out of competition. But I do go into ambition, and I always am a wishing that I can have the things that I truly think I want, that levels me up to another level to shed the garment of what it is I think I want, into the level of wanting to that which is everything at all. See, that's the cave of Samadhi. No shoes, you're walking on holy ground. No religion, you're walking on holy ground. Well, Keith, are you saying my religion's not holy? I'm not saying that at all. How do you feel? Because no matter what you feel, no matter what you think, when you become unified with your divine lover, it all simply goes into the fires of purification. Or you will to die becomes the question. I did say that. Are you willing to die? Well, Keith, is this metaphorical? Absolutely it is. I feel so much better that it's metaphorical. But it's not metaphorical at all. In fact, because you feel that way, it becomes not so metaphorical and not so rhetorical. If you're scared to die physically, I get it. Nobody wants to leave this earth. Period. But is that period a question mark? What are you questioning? What are you doing? Do you believe in yourself? You can never believe in God. Listen to what I'm telling you very carefully. You can believe in God all you want. You will never experience God until you experience the totality of yourself. If you're hiding in a closet, how can you ever expect to experience divinity, which is so beyond closet and box and limitation? You can't. You shan't. You will never. Even in this ongoing infinite endeavor of ours, we will never be showered with such grace. Never. How can we understand the majesty if we don't understand the finite, the puny, the small little self? There's a lot of work to do, y'all. Tonight's presentation is 1 + 1 = 3. We are moving into the matrix of nonsense. Moving into the matrix of nonsense. It's getting loud. Well, Keith, everything's starting to quiet since COVID-19. Yes, it is. Things come in waves. It's called ebb and flow. To and fro. But are you the rock that is solid? That's the question for all of us. Please go into the cave of Samadhi. One more song, gonna be right back.
As I watched, she floated through the room, and as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me, and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. Angel of love, will you always be with me, so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding, the energy of her love. She said goodbye and turned into a dove. As I watched, she floated through the room, and as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me, and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Hold me, and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. She turned to me, told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. Reveal to me the beauty of your soul.
I'm actually glad I got shelved off a line with the Facebook Google slap. I like this fire a lot more. Tonight is the return to the Cave of Samadhi. It's been a while for me. I've been getting copyright slapped left and right. In, out, up, down, all around. I think I found something that works. We're all still here. Nothing has been shut down. Thank God. It's good to see you. Good to be with you. I'm going to go inside. We should always be inside the cave. Someone asked me, what is tonight's present? They said, hello, what is tonight's presentation? I could have said the Cave of Samadhi, and I could have said 1 + 1 = 3, which is the nonsense versus the reality. that's coming down the pike in the next few months. But my response to, let me say the name. Prakash? No, someone else. Amanda Bach said, what is tonight's conversation about? And I said, dying to live with God. How about dying to live in God? Dying to live in or with God. It's about purification. I can prove it to you. If you're a person of Scripture, let's use the Bible in this regard. If you're a person of Scripture, they cannot cross the river Jordan until they became purified. Everyone who was not purified could not cross. That's why it took 40 years. All my dears, you can't bring cancer into the land of purity. Not even one cell. You can't do it. If you could, it creates the potentiality for the entire kingdom to collapse and die one day. That which sustains everything in existence forever. It would never happen. It will never happen. Ah, dear, when Spirit steps in immediately. Why? Because you're loved beyond measure. The greatest treasure in its Spirit's pleasure to come to you and offer you yet again another divine, infinite love nugget. How did that feel? How did that taste on your palate? Delicious? It should. Beyond all measure, as Keith would say. It belongs to you. It's your birthright. Do you feel that way about yourself? In all power and all might, in all delight, do you feel that you are the light expressing itself on this three-dimensional plane you call Earth? Don't kid yourself for a moment. The light that is on, shining upon this rock, this planet, granted, it belongs not only to you, but everyone, but essentially it belongs to you in all of your sovereignty. And the gate is open very wide. Deep inside, you must find yourself in samadhi, unity with God. Even or odd, even so, this is where you could, if you chose to find yourself. Or you can always choose to blind yourself with what you think is real and the deal and all zeal. Soon there will come a time will it not appeal so lovely to you. Do you see? Truly do you see? Powerful in it. Showerful in it. In this second, this minute, and this hourful, isn't it? What do you want? Nothing? Congratulations. You are entering the threshold, crossing the threshold, entering in the cave of Samadhi. I want nothing. But don't get me wrong. All along, it's your beautiful song to live your life how you choose. There is no win or lose. There is no higher or lower. All there is your choice. You can live a beautiful, bliss-filled life, choosing, desiring, and fulfilling. But there is nothing more fulfilling than you being in the fire of nothing, and in so doing, and being, rather, you get everything. You are everything. And everything is you. Light is the form, and sound is the glue. You are due all of this, each and every one of you. Are you willing to die to live with God? That's the question. However that feels to you as you taste it, smell it, massage it, take it home and name it George. Whatever it is you choose to do with that. The law never changes. The law never changes. The law always rearranges. The law does change in the form of expression, but the law itself is absolute in and of all things. Are you in the law and the principle of that which is absolute in and of all things? There is truly nothing else. No thing else. Do you see? Do you see? Do you hear? Are you clear? So forth and so on it goes, as above, so below, on forever it will go. It's all about your choice of leveling up, becoming level, or leveling down. There is no smile, there is no frown, there is no nakedness, there is no gown. It's all about you resounding yourself of what you want. That is your divine birthright. That is your sovereignty. You are in the cave of Samadhi always. You always have been. It's not that you are going to enter it, because you're always there. You always get what you want. You're in the cave of Samadhi truly when you become conscious to deliberately cross over into the land of your soul, into the garden, into the land of Shiva. Homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. Are you in your soul consciously? Because consciously, your soul is in you. That's why you are alive. And are you willing to die to live with God? Simply becomes the question that has been prodded by Amanda Bach. Are you the rock? Are you solid? Stop talking. Stop moving. Stop thinking. Turn up the fire in being. What do I need to be? Simply blissful. Well, how do I do that? You don't do that. There is no doing that of it in the first place. There is no doing of it. It's just being that. Well, how do I be that? No one can tell you. Don't let anyone ever bullshit you. No one can tell you how to be. Literally, that's called impinge, infringe, enforce. That's called dominance. No one can tell you how to be. That's called dictatorship. They can only bring you to the door, but you must open it. How does one be? You have to figure it out. Figure it in, rather. Figure that. Zero is what you're looking for. Nothing. No thing. Zero. I am looking for zero. Just walk around all day long if you have to. Tell yourself, I'm looking for zero. I'm looking for nothing. In fact, don't even look for zero. Be with zero. Be in the nothing. And then you get everything. Everything that you deserve. Sounds like a strange philosophy. It is the absolute truth. It will take you out of being aloof. Do you see? Do you see? I will always ask you, do you see? And I don't mean do you see? Do you see? Do you see? And you go, of course, Keith, I do. Well, just like me, I ask the same question. If I see so much, how come am I still so blind? Cave of Samadhi. Unity with God. Absolute devotion. There is nothing else to become one as a droplet to graduate into the divine ocean. There is no other way. Jesus did it. Buddha did it. Many people before us have done it and have won it. I love you. Fear me. I love you. I want what you want for yourself. I want you to want for me what I want for myself. And in such a way, we find everything that's important to ourselves. That's all we have is ourselves. I will meet you in in the cave of Samadhi. And in higher consciousness, we will unify your love beyond measure.